And Mexican police, I think you are doing way too much. Mexican police organization, you got the drug information from Mr. Lee and build up in 2000, around 2000. The person that who took care of Mr. Lee's case and without taking care of the importer, and they went after the Mr. Lee and find out who was the importer. That was year 2000. Since then, Mexican American police built up their cartel line within the police system. And as far as I know, Mr. Lee was not involved, but he was a lawyer, okay? He just shut him out and then let it go. But when Mr. Cheng came, okay, in year 2000, 2013, you also screwed my son. Okay, Mr. Cheng is a psycho. It seems like he's ruining because the way he is old, he's ruining young Korean man. Okay, that's how yeah. Because my son, while he was going to the UCSB, he has a like organ, digestion system. I think that has been sued, and they were doing it. Okay, so Mr. Cheng is killing and harming young men because he's a psycho. He's a psycho. There is no answer. He's just a psycho. That's why he created, young men to be killed in Cambodia. And that person was being restricted. But once he met the Mexican American police line, he was doing all kinds of crime. Okay, Mr. Cheng. He cannot do those kind of crime in South Korea. And law enforcement has been restricted, and Mr. Cheng restricted and pressed not to do the crime in the society. But once this person met the US, okay, Mexican American police line, he tried to kill and harming Korean, and also the Mexican harming the Caucasian or whatsoever. Okay, and you Mexican American police, okay, you already ruined my University of Toronto and also the Caucasian. I would just say the reason, because I didn't issue a green card, you want to ruin people's life. Your two demands has been met. Mr. Cheng and Mexican American Police Organization that was harming citizens and killing the people. Two has been met and worked vigorously starting 2018. And Mexican American Police Organization, the person who built up the cartel and also did my University of Toronto by handing out my information to the Caucasian, they tried to ruin my body feeding the medication. The only reason they could not get me legally, not issuing a green card. Okay, so you ruined my pharmacy career. Okay, and you knew maybe your sin was I report the pharmacy store that I was working to the board. There was many. Okay, I could not just let it go. Some, I let it go, but it was more than, and that it was a second chance that he was doing it, and there was more than that I could take it, and I was kind of being pissed too to what Mr. Lee was doing. Okay, but anyway, so Mexican American police, you ruined my pharmacy career at University of Toronto by crossing the public school line. That was not enough. Nursing completely blocking in California was your Mr. Cheng's request. Knowing what Mexican American police were doing was crossing the public school and do this. Last and college, okay, I know that you accepted a Mexican American, those line organization, not for me to accept their last in college just for 9 months, because Christy May was a cartel member. And also there was a cartel member around her. Just like Anchorage, Indian hacker hacked her cell phone and also look at all these emails. So Susanville was a cartel town. So because of due to they were, working together, Lassen College and Christy Mayer did accept the Mexican American police line request not for me to accept those 10 months program once they removed fraudly. And that Mexican request was behind it was Mr. Cheng. Mr. Cheng is convicted and sentenced by fraud money snatching. He's and along with the Chinese Korean, they were crazy with the money. And they adopt this mentality. They want the money now. So they try to get the entire, Susanville town due to the hot spring resource and the location of government work and also my house. And so you completely ruin, you know, Mexican American, Espanol, because they cooperate and they ruin my career in California. In Anchorage, Mexican American ask Russian, somehow they got connected, okay? They're working together very closely now. Russian line, abused her, let her to leave. And I was begging, okay, I will leave if you want me to, okay? But since you play my life for 20 years, now it's 18 years, my Social Security benefit is 440. Even the 440, that small amount of Social Security benefit, Mexican led Indian to hack my Social Security benefit and manipulate the amount. The only reason I bought the Susanville house. This is how the Mexican American people works behind it. They are so nice. They are so optimistic, but behind it, they always hit people's back. So having 440 of Social Security benefit, it's really hang me on not to leave USA easily. So I try to, I said, well, I try to, at least it's only 19 months, charter school. Due to your play, I should become a millionaire. Okay, I should sue the U.S. police government system, and get the money, because you as a being police, you play the cartel, you play the people's citizen money, even to fulfill the Mr. Cheng's fulfillment. The criminal that is being treated like a dirt in U.S. by Mexican American police organization and their community, Mr. Cheng is being worshipped in USA. The criminal that is being totally treated like a shit, okay, on the other side. The only reason Mr. Cheng was supplying the criminal cyber technology and Mexican American could do the crime to entire U.S. society, razoring here and there and hitting the citizen, messed up the organ and decrease the memory and even suing those kind of sounds so that they cannot stay at home, just like what I'm going through. I'm sleeping at the shelter during night because I cannot go to sleep due to the sound during night. It's a buzzing sound. It's just annoying, okay? And who was operating it? Mr. Cheng. Mr. Cheng is a psycho, and he was reading the demon book, okay? He has no fear of killing people. He's already killed a lot of people during the Vietnam War, okay? So he's a psycho, and he should be limited, suppressed, but who was giving him a wing to fly to the crime? And even Mexican police, even worshiping him, blocking my nursing career, and not for me to study. This is not what police should do. Okay, so early up April, I will try to attend the charter school. Mr. Cheng give him the point, not for letter to go to school. So Mexican told Glacier Electrician do something to her. So Glacier Electrician, depress my heater, okay? They could lower the heater every 30 seconds by the remote. They could also depress the heater by the remote, not to work. So it got jammed like a printer. It has to lower print it, but it was suppressing by the remote, so it got jammed. The paper cannot take it out. So right now the heater just make a clicking, clicking, clicking sound, okay? And yeah, and then next day, I ticketing to South Korea. head of Angel, Glacier, Electrician, and Mohammed, okay, already let me lose 20K, ruining my car, flattening my tire, radiator, my home, shower stir, and all my, some of my electrical item by breaking in and out 100 times. Okay, and then he was adding in, and I couldn't just stand on it. And they were, because they don't want me to make, because they behave like this is their house and they were breaking in, they don't want me to remodel. Okay, and and it was too much for me to take it, so I took it. And next day in Anchorage, police department Facebook, Mexican lady is missing. Yeah, so they knew who were doing what behind it. It was a Mexican, was telling Glacier Electrician, because they are the one who was supplying all this technology, okay, and telling that it's Chinese Korean. No, it was Mr. Chang, okay. Chinese Korean is under the Mr. Chang, and telling the Glacier Electrician that it's a Chinese Korean and doing all these kind of things. No, all the way behind is a Mr. Chang. He's the one that who do not want me to go to school, because I don't know, he's a psycho. The psycho should be mentally treated, but instead of being treated, the only reason he's accepting our Mexican American police organization order in USA, launching the cartel line to the Europe, okay, shooting the laser from the abroad once they made a satellite, okay. Mr. Chang is accepting all these orders. So Mexican American police organization, Mexican American community, since they want the entire USA, they are worshiping Mr. Chang, the criminal who has been convicted and sentenced. This is what was going on. So Anchorage police did knew what was going on inside. Then why you don't taking care? The only reason, staff, police member, they also in play with the Mexican and Indian. While Mr. Chang is supplying all this criminal technology, they let their street people to move around just like a Glacier Electrician did, ruin all these things, and then they have business out there. They were operating easy and fast money. That's what the Anchorage Police Department was doing. Inside is totally corrupt, like LAPD. In some way, it's worse than Mexican play. They are more intensely play for the money. That's what I'm feeling, okay? So even though two police officers say that head of Angel is doing the crime, one dispatcher was saying that head of Angel was doing the crime. Yeah, they are doing the crime. Drug, setting up, and yes, Russian, not entire community, but with construction field, they were involved along with their police member, because two-story house, yeah, when I remodeling my house, inside, he always put the light on. I think it's a two-story apartment. They always put the light on. So they get the easy, fast money. They spend like, authentic and, things like that. I know Russian. I know through the plumbing or construction people, they were crazy with the money. The reason that I was continually calling the McCain, you have to build up your credit rather than fast money, okay? But these Russian people, most likely first generation, they want easy and fast money, and those kind of circumstances in Anchorage right now. So everything. Who's shooting? Yeah. Who's shooting today on my way back to the shelter to home? My auto, it was a Mexican American badge. By the sense, I know who that person is. Either Mexican or Indian. Because Indian, those like White House, FBI, northern India has a darker skin. Southern India has more like an Indian look. Those people is more like Pakistan. That people, Mr. Chang hooked to Mexican, and they did the 5,000 people's snap in California to take the money out. Nothing is being investigated at FBI or whatsoever. They are still working in society, and just like Anchorage, police is getting their help to mess up the citizens' life to get the money. This is a fucking USA of law enforcement and police system in USA.